I'm texting Liz while I'm saying Senate is doing a pledge and then walking. I hear hesitant before you do. Because of the
Good morning. We're waiting on just a few more people to get here, so talk amongst yourselves and we'll get started soon. Okay.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Great to see you today. This is a day of celebration. First off, it's the last day of the legislative session. Hear, hear. For the Speaker and I, we've got a little added celebration going on this morning. We've had a great session, and we're pleased about it. But one of the most exciting things that's happened in this session is working for Alabama. And I could not be any more pleased this morning to have a group of distinguished leaders that are going to be talking about the success of this program. We said we were going to do it, and we have. And working for Alabama and the different pieces of legislation that are a part of this package are going to be transforming Alabama moving forward, working on the growth of our workforce participation, looking for ways to improve those that are engaged and involved in our economy, looking for ways to support young folks that are excited about workforce diplomas and an opportunity to focus on their trade skills, looking at collaboration with all of our institutions of education, as well as private sector growth champions, moving together, working together, supporting with credits on housing, credits on helping moms make sure their babies are taken care of so they can be back in the workforce. All of these efforts together are working for Alabama, and we could not be any more excited about the opportunity to celebrate that today. So without further ado, it's my privilege to bring to the podium our first speaker in the program today, which is a woman that needs no introduction, but I'm going to take the opportunity anyway. Kay Ivey has been a champion for economic growth and development in the state of Alabama for her entire career. This is just a highlight and a cap on one more step, one more element of success in moving Alabama forward in a way to grow our economy, support workers, support the growth of our economy through those that are involved in investing in Alabama. And Kay Ivey has been at the forefront of that motion every single time. So, again, applause for this lady is always in order. Ladies and gentlemen, the governor of the state of Alabama, Kay Ivey.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Pro Tem Reed, members of the legislature, we did it. When taking office in 2017 and ever since then, I have said that when a challenge faces Alabama, we need to look at it head on and make an opportunity of it. Together, we have done just that. When our roads, bridges, and ports needed our attention, we rallied behind Rebuild Alabama. When we greatly lacked adequate broadband access across the state, we joined together through Connect Alabama, which has moved our state from 47th to 24th in the nation in high-speed internet accessibility. And when a fresh approach was needed to spur entrepreneurship and growth, we formed Innovate Alabama. And today we lead most of our neighboring states in the increase in new business opportunities and applications. And when we needed to prepare for the economy of tomorrow, we made a game plan, the game plan, which I was proud to sign into law last year. And we continue seeing record job growth because of it. So what's our current challenge? While we have record low unemployment, our labor force participation rate is one of the lowest in the country, and that's not low in a good way. As I said during my State of the State address, our workforce development programs need to work better for two customers: job seekers and employers. Today, all together, we're going to achieve this and more with our Working for Alabama bill package. And I look forward to making it official with my signature here in just a few moments. So thank you all for your hard work. It takes all of us to ensure Alabama's best days are still in front of us. Senator Reid, back to you.
Thank you, Governor Ivey, always for your leadership of our great state. We appreciate you so much. When we began to think about the questions of working for Alabama and what were we answering in this project, those that look to invest in Alabama are wanting to get the answer to this question. If I come and invest hundreds of millions of dollars in your state, how do I know I'm going to have a workforce today and in the future that's going to be able to answer the needs that I have in my business? The next gentleman I'm going to introduce put together a group specifically to work on answering that question. And much of what we see in Working for Alabama has come out of that effort in regards to he and his team, many of which were from the private sector, looking at ways that we were going to find this pathway and calling it now Working for Alabama. With that, we've been able to have great success. Ladies and gentlemen, the man who worked on that, the Lieutenant Governor of Alabama, Will Ainsworth.
Thank you. Well, good morning. What a great day. Growing Alabama's economy and create more long-lasting, high-paying 21st century jobs is one of my top priorities. Business owners across the state continue to tell me the number one limiting factor to growth is people. I believe everybody has a God-given ability and everybody has a passion. This time, the Lieutenant Governor's Commission, made up a bipartisan group of House and Senate members. Let's give them a round of applause for their service for putting this together. Thank you. Also want to thank Governor Ivey, Senator Reid, Speaker Ledbetter, Senator Singleton, and Representative Daniels for their leadership. Let's give them a round of applause as well. Thank you. It takes a team to get things done. Let me tell you what we did. We renamed the Department of Labor Department of Workforce. We're consolidating programs in there. We're going to have a 40-member board made up of industry, 7-member executive committee, strategic workforce plan. We're having a workforce pathways diploma to give students opportunity to get trained for a trade, a child care tax credit in Alabama, and a workforce housing tax credit. Let's give those 4 initiatives a round of applause. That's a big deal. Finally, I want to say this. This is a strong first step towards more jobs and opportunities for Alabamians. Our goal is simple: to make Alabama the workforce engine of the Southeast. It's now my honor to introduce my good friend, Speaker Ledbetter.
Well, we did it. What a great day. It's a team effort. There's no question about that. We couldn't have done it without our public and private partnership. I think this is the beginning of something that we're going to see a lot in the future for the state of Alabama. For BCA and their leadership, Felina, thank you for what you've done in this package. For people for Alabama Power, Jeff Peoples, and the work that they've done, and with the Lieutenant Governor. Governor, we could not be here today without your leadership. So thank you very much. And certainly my good friend Greg Reed, it's always good working with him on packages that we know that moves Alabama forward. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the people that work for these to get these on the floor. My good friend Leader Daniels had the child care tax credit. Anthony, stand up. I want everybody to recognize you. I think, it goes without saying, working across lines helps us get things done. This is not Washington, D.C., this is Alabama, and we need to continue to work together as a state and as a body. Also, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Cynthia Almond. Cynthia, if you would stand up. Cynthia carried the housing credits for the state of Alabama. Without question, I think the housing credits and the child care tax credit is going to make a tremendous difference in our young adults and single moms getting back in the workforce. So So I truly believe, and I'm hopeful that our workforce participation is going to grow because of the work that you guys have done. But it didn't just take them. It took all our House members and Senate members working together. I think that's something over the last 2 years we've seen. Senator Reid, I told somebody last night, and I truly believe this, in the past 2 years, I think we've passed more legislation than we have in some quadrenniums. So I attribute that to you and the work that you've done in your body. Lieutenant Governor, thank you for your leadership in this. The thing about it is, guys, we've only just begun. If you think about where we've come in Alabama in a short period of time and what we can do by working together across party aisles, from Senate to House, from the governor's office to the legislative body, and from the public and private partnership, if we continue to do that, the sky is only the limit. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I echo those thoughts. I appreciate you so much, your chamber, and the hard work that you've done and the work that we've done together, and I appreciate working with you so much. Thank you, sir. You've mentioned several of your House members. I want to mention quickly a couple of senators that also worked in our chamber on these pieces of legislation, like Senator Elliott, Senator Chastain, Senator Gudger, who were very engaged and involved. And I want to recognize my leader, the majority leader of the Alabama Senate, Senator Livingston. Stand up, Senator. Senator Livingston carried one of the most significant pieces of legislation in the package, and the leader does a great job, and I appreciate him so much. Speaking of leaders, now it's my privilege to introduce the minority leader in the Alabama Senate, whom I work with every day, my great friend and colleague. We've been working together now for a long time. He does a great job navigating difficult topics and in being able to move things forward in a way that allow us, as the Speaker alluded to work together in a collaborative motion, Republican, Democrat, House, Senate, being able to make that work, of which we're considered as a hallmark in Alabama, the way we work together, and it gets things done, and what we're celebrating today is an example of that. So, ladies and gentlemen, the minority leader of the Alabama Senate, Bobby Singleton.
Good morning. Governor Ivey, I just want to thank you for allowing us to have a seat at the table. I've worked with many governors and lieutenant governors, Lieutenant Governor Ainsworth. Thank you for your friendship. Leader Reid, you know it goes unspoken. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And you and I are definitely working close together. Leader Daniels, this has been a bipartisan piece. You know, we started out, as the governor talked about, all the way back with road taxes, Connect Alabama, doing all those things together, and it could not work without us all working together. And I'm glad that this governor has that vision to be inclusive, to allow those of us who didn't have a seat at the table to have that seat at the table. And with that, we see Alabama moving forward. I believe in this state. I believe in what she could be. I believe that we could be #1 in the world. We don't have to be number 30. 3940. Together as we work, we will be at the top. And so we set the model, we set the trend, and with these gentlemen in leadership, I know that we will be moving forward. So thank you again for allowing us to continue to work in Alabama. I know that the state is going to be a better place for people who will come to this state and be able to bring their businesses and be able to, and we want to keep our young people in this state. So thank you all very much for having us at the table, and go Alabama.
Thank you so much, Mr. Leader. Thank you so much for your friendship and your dedication. Next, we want to introduce another leader who works with the Speaker daily. He's already had the privilege of standing up once during this meeting and being recognized. Anthony Daniels does a phenomenal job in leading the minority caucus in the Alabama House of Representatives and has been a stalwart on economic growth, economic development, has brought a number of different initiatives, including elements of working for Alabama, to the legislature to be able to say these are the things we need to do to help folks get to work, stay to work longer, work overtime, do the things that are necessary to be able to help our economy move forward. So with that, welcome Leader Daniels.
Thank you, Mr. Pro Tem, and to the Speaker's point, the Women's Foundation for all of your hard work. But more importantly, in order to get this across the finish line, especially the child care tax credit, we must show our appreciation for my friend and colleague, Senator Garland Gudger. Would you please stand this time? I think that Senator Gudger had the most difficult job of getting across the finish line toward the end, but we certainly appreciate him. Appreciate the leadership of our governor, our lieutenant governor for his leadership, the Pro Tem, the Speaker, as well as my colleague and friend, close friend, Senator Singleton, for his efforts in making certain that we're able to move the process along. But the child care tax credit is one of the most critical pieces of legislation. As the Speaker and the lieutenant governor both have put together workforce development committees and task force to address issues that impact our state's economy. And out of that, a lot of the number one thing that was discussed is child care. Their child care is extremely important in the state of Alabama to employers. Employers will get an opportunity to give up to $2,000 directly in the checks of their employees or directly to a provider for the five-star facility. So quality is important and access is important. And so we believe that this will help us move into the next generation, make us competitive long term. It will also have impact on our K-12 system. When children have a strong start in the beginning, we know that they will continue to be strong long term, and that's going to help our economy. It's going to help the future of our workforce, but it's going to help the state of Alabama as a whole. This entire package was a great package. We know that partners like Alabama Power and others have been pushing and making certain that legislators had all of the information that they're equipped with to ensure that we're able to make valuable decisions. And so this was a group and a team effort for us to be able to move Alabama forward and working for Alabama, and that's the only way we were able to get this done. And so we appreciate all of the department heads, all of the secretaries, all the governor's cabinet, and everyone that was involved in this particular process for your efforts in moving the state of Alabama forward and pushing this package along. Thank you.
Thank you, Leader Daniels. We appreciate you, sir, and your hard work and effort on this package and all the other things that you do in your chamber. I want to make note of some other folks that are very important in this process that work behind the scenes, and those are staff members. Staff members that work in the Speaker's office, that work in the minority caucus offices, that work in the Lieutenant Governor's office, Governor, your staff, my staff, those that work in the Pro Tem's office. These are folks behind the scenes that are getting it going every day to make sure that we're moving things step by step, moving forward to be able to accomplish what we want to accomplish, as well as the stakeholders that are engaged in this, business leaders from across Alabama that have given their time, effort, and focus in making sure that this process is able to continue to move forward. I just want those folks to know that we appreciate their efforts as well. Next, it's my privilege to introduce the BCA leader Helena Duncan, who is doing a fantastic job. Helena, thank you so much. You and Senator Schofield and others on your team who have done a great job to be able to move things forward. You offered significant support for the Working for Alabama package from day one, and here we are with this accomplishment. So, ladies and gentlemen, Helena Duncan.
Good morning. Good morning. Governor Ivey, thank you. To all the state leadership, thank you. And to everyone in this room, our legislative body, thank you for the work that we've all put into this package of bills. Very important to the state. I'm here representing the business community, in which you've addressed a major obstacle that they have had to face over the years, and especially over the last few years. We stepped up, and that's good, but we did it together. I'd like for my team to stand up, the BCA team, because I appreciate your efforts tirelessly. This group here, they work tirelessly and selfishly to make sure that we are providing what the state of Alabama needs. Our community, our business community spoke, and the state answered. And I appreciate you all for that. I appreciate the public-private relationships. I appreciate our corporate partners like Alabama Power, who steps outside of their box to do what is best to move this and advance the state forward. This is what we should look like in the future. These are things that we have to come together on. We have to start to remove the obstacles in our state that is hindering our economic growth. And together we can do that. We have shown it from Rebuild Alabama to today. And let's not stop here. Let's figure out what the next obstacles are. Let's figure out what our next challenges are. And let's get to work together and make it happen. Thank you all, and this is a great day for Alabama. Thank you.
Thank you again, Helena, and your team for all your hard work. Well, we've had all the speeches, okay? But when we were outside to say we were going to do this, we had a cheer, you remember? Okay? And we're going to do that again. So everybody stand up. And then we're going to move to the signing ceremony. But repeat after me. Working for Alabama. Great job. All right. The governor's staff is going to give us instruction as she goes to the signing desk, and we'll follow up with the exciting move of getting things signed up. Governor, after you, ma'am.
Good morning. Will the attendees for Senate Bill 252 by Senator Greg Reed and Representative Randall Shedd please come forward? This bill creates the Alabama Growth Alliance to establish a public-private partnership that focuses on the state's long-term economic development efforts. Now, will the attendees for Senate Bill 247 by Senator Steve Livingston and Representative Danny Garrett please come forward? This is the Workforce Transformation Act that modernizes the state's workforce system and creates the Department of the Workforce. Will the attendees for Senate Bill 253 by Senator Donnie Chastain and Representative Kelvin Lawrence please come forward? This is the Alabama Career Pathway Act that establishes a new workforce pathway to earn a high school diploma. will the attendees for Senate Bill 336 by Senator Jabbo Wagner, Representative James Lomax, Senator Bobby Singleton, Senator Dan Roberts, and Representative Neil Rafferty please come forward? This bill authorizes cities to establish research and development corridors to support the development of industry clusters. Will the attendees for House Bill 358 by Representative Anthony Daniels and Senator Garland Gudger please come forward? This bill creates tax credits to incentivize employers to fund child care options and child care providers to expand access and quality. Last, will the attendees for House Bill 346 by Representative Cynthia Allman and Senator Chris Elliott please come forward? This bill creates tax credits to incentivize the construction of affordable workforce housing across the state. This concludes the Working for Alabama bill signings. Thank you.